Hey folks, back again with more ancient cosmography. Got kind of weird reflection going on this, but I don't know what that's about. Guess that's from my light. All right. Anyway, so well, this is the Busuwanga. Busuwanga of the Philippines in Lascaux Caves of France, the famous scene. And, what's this? Also, I wanted to show my cat, just in case. I know people on the internet like cats and stuff, so there's a cat and Buddha. See, Buddha, I think, is cosmological. He has, like, curly African hair. He has the lotus flower, which is like Osiris's lotus flower, which should relate to Brahma and Horus. And there's the cat. Anyway, so yeah, Buddha, I think he's like an avatar of Vishnu, so he, I think, encompasses the whole universe. He's an anthropomorph for the entire universe. Busuwanga again. And this is showing some Egyptian scribes. So here's one. He has that same curly African hair as Buddha. But the paint is worn off that statue. So here's one depiction of scribes. Wooden tomb model of a granary with scribes. So the scribes are counting the grain, basically, setting aside 10% for the pharaoh or something like that, or for the temples. So, it's like you can tell the paint on them is faded too, but you can at least tell they're dark-skinned people with, yeah, they were dark-skinned African people, the scribes of Egypt. And anybody who's, European or European descended, who's literate, is, basically owes that to these people, because these people were literate for, thousands of years until the Phoenicians took the Egyptian script and then altered it a bit and brought it to Greece. And the Greeks modified it some more. And then I think the Etruscans changed it some more. And, probably the Romans modified it some more. And then you have, modern Western European script, and although, of course, we get our numbers from the Arabs, more recently, but all of our letters are from Egypt by way of the Phoenicians. So yeah, if you're literate, you're like an incarnation of these folks. we're the new kind of incarnation of them, even though we don't do it as well as they did. We make a mess of it generally. So let's see what is here. Yeah. So well, one thing I wanted to show is just like this guy, Busawanga, who's this bird in the Lascaux famous scene, 20,000-year-old painting or whatnot. You know, this is his beak, the upper and lower beak here. And, you know, the upper beak seems to include these islands. That's why it's just as long or longer than the lower one. But it's also just interesting, as I've found, that around the planet, shapes repeat themselves in certain localities. So almost the same shape you see here, you also see over here on the adjacent islands of whatever it's called. That kind of looks like the same type of beak. There's also a lot of these shapes in this area, a lot of very long islands like New Ireland and New Britain and Lesser Sundas. But, oh, I know, there it is. So this is the Lesser Sundas, which I think are this atlatl here, the thing that ancient people used to throw spears. You know, Papua used Lesser Sunda Islands as his atlatl to throw this spear through Australia, which are these peninsulas and islands, or which is these peninsulas and islands. And so, but it's retrograde. Everything on this map seems to be retrograde except Australia and Busawanga. Those are kind of the chief gods of this map, I would say. So they must have been very important. So yeah, here's that prograde. So you can see like this biggish island here, which is like the notch of the atlatl, is Timor, and then the rest of it is like Flores mostly, and Sumbawa, Lombok, Bali. Bali is like the base, the furthest Lesser Sunda island towards Java. And the fact that this is shown in this way, I'm now thinking that actually this is meant to be retrograde as well. So I guess I gotta remake this now, because this seems to bend this way, if anything, whereas this one bends the other way. And it has this shape on the bottom, but then it looks like there's a break. So I was thinking it was the kind of pointy part on this and some part here going up on the end of this island. You know, like I guess Sumbawa or Lombok or something. But, oh no, this is the wrong. This is not Palawan. Okay. And this part of Palawan that is like that. But now I'm thinking it might be this separate island. So this is Balabak. Does that mean this is Bali? I guess this is Bali. Yeah, or this is where Bali is or whatnot. Ramos Island, Balabak. No, again, I'm like looking at the wrong. I don't know, I just woke up. Okay, it's not, get out of here. It's not Palawan. So this is Palawan. So it's part of this. It's right here. This is this island. And so I think that if this is retrograde, then it's supposed to bend this way instead of this way. And this notch points, the other way. So that's why I think this might be the point. And then this might be the kind of barb that sticks off to the side there. And that would explain why there's this break here between it and the main island of Palawan. All right, I think my phone's about to cut me off. It only gives me like 10 or 12 minutes lately, but there's clearly like two battles happening. One is between Papua and Australia, which are very close together. The other is between the Philippines, the main part of the Philippines and Sulawesi and Taiwan, and Palawan, and especially with the Busuanga as its head, which are actually right there. But so they are also the closest thing to that. But and there's a whole sea between them. So this story, I'm sure, relates to that sea. Here's, the head of this guy is Zamboanga here. And then the bird here is Busuanga. So between them and between the pole of the bird, Palawan, and between these islands that are right in front of the